brand new Sony film that's hitting theaters. That hit theaters this past Friday. The film stars Viola Davis, Thuso Ebi, Lashana Lynch, Sheila Atim, and John Boyega. And it's a historical element inspired by true events that took place in the kingdom of the Dahomey, a all-female tribe run by Viola Davis, one of the most powerful states of Africa in the 18th and the 19th century. They're going up against the Ao tribe, and John Boyega, who plays the king, is letting her run the show and try to take out the other tribe. The film is it's 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it's PG-13. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here in Mac. We're talking about the highly anticipated The Woman King. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. We do movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and a box office breakdown show every single Monday, which we talked about the Woman King yesterday on the show. Comment down below. First of all, if you've seen The Woman King, do you like it, not like it? Are you really in the midst of the historical inaccuracies? Are you just going to hate the film because of the inaccuracies that the movie has? And also, please like the video, guys. Thumbs up button. Let me know your thoughts on The Woman King. Let's get into this review. So I was very excited for this movie. All the trailers really told me. The cast sold me. But I'm not here but I've heard also all the inaccuracy chatter. Obviously, this movie does not come out and say based on a true story, but I know this is based on a real-life African tribe. And what I would say is there's definitely some good points for people that are making. I do think the people who are saying that they don't really talk enough about the slave trade have clearly not seen the movie, because it's one of the key storylines of the movie, which is that sadly during this time also African leaders and African empires and stuff were also trading not just some prisoners to other African kingdoms, but sometimes their own people. And that's kind of one of the biggest discrepancies between the king, played by John Boyega, and the military leader, played by Viola Davis. And I feel like for people who have been saying that, they have not seen the movie. Now, there's some other inaccuracies, obviously. Should this tribe be the hero of an entire movie? Maybe not but the movie doesn't say based on a true story. I'm just judging it on the movie on its own. And I would say this is I think this is one of the best movies of the entire year, in my opinion. This is a really great movie from start to finish, a movie that you just don't really get to watch anymore. The authenticity of culture, the really brave and amazing performances in the lead roles, beautiful production design, really great direction, and a really good score that will have this firmly in award season in the next couple of weeks. This really does kick off the kind of main award season. It kind of kicks off usually in October, but The Woman King really coming in high in mid-September. Let's just go through the performances first. Viola Davis, who's kind of this really is an ensemble film, but Davis technically is the lead. She's also a producer on it, and she is, not shockingly, fantastic. She's been an actress who just gets she gets nominated, but she does not get enough credit for how she really is one of the best working actors today. And this is a very different type of role for her. She's usually, for example, she's been in the Suicide Squad movies, but she's Amanda Waller, not really in the action. You don't really get to see her down and gritty and dirty in the action scenes, and she's clearly doing them. She's believable, a great leader. She's great in the action scenes, but she also has some really dramatic moments that really takes her performance to the next level, especially with Nawe's character, Thuso Ebi's character, Nawe, who is also kind of the main character. But Davis is really fantastic, and you're rooting for her really from the start to the finish. She has a lot of a traumatic past, and you actually understand where she's coming from in all these decisions. The revelation of this movie is Thuso Ebi, who this is really her first kind of big movie role in her career. She was in the Underground Railroad, and other than that, she's just not. This is her first motion picture movie, and for her to be my opinion, the standout of the movie is amazing. Her dynamic with Viola Davis is one of the strongest parts, but for me, the strongest part of the movie was her dynamic with Lashana Lynch's character. We'll get to her in a bit. But Ebi really is kind of like the audience. She's kind of learning about this tribe, what she needs to do to take it to the next level. And then there's a thing in the second act that gets introduced that I think really makes the movie a lot more emotional. for her character. So for me, she was really great in this movie as well. And she probably won't get enough credit because she's alongside like Viola Davis and Lashana Lynch in this movie and John Boyega. But she is, again, might not be the most famous person in this movie, but for me, was by far away a standout. And I'm really dying to see what she does next. Not shockingly, another scene stealer for Lashana Lynch, who has continued to play second fiddle, even though she's been so good. Obviously, the Captain Marvel and the cameo in Doctor Strange 2, and also in No Time to Die in the last Bond film. And she is a clear standout in this movie as kind of the person who Nawe kind of looks up to, who she wants to be in this tribe. She's really committed to the action scenes, and she oozes charisma. I think Lashana Lynch will be a big-time star, a leading actress in Hollywood very soon. She's been playing a bit of a supporting character her last couple of years, but she's been definitely the standout, especially in this movie and No Time to Die. She was really great. Sheila Atim, who plays Amenza, she was also excellent. She plays kind of Viola Davis's like right-hand woman. She's really, really good. And then John Boyega comes in and is great. He's the king. Obviously, he's just getting a lot of flack with the Star Wars franchise, but he really is. If you've never seen him outside of Star Wars, he is a great actor who is clearly just wasted in Star Wars. And if you see him in this movie, you'll realize why. He's not in the movie a ton, but when he's on screen, he oozes again that charisma that he is the king. As I said, there's a lot of stuff going on here. The action scenes, while there's not a ton of action, when it's there, it's really well done. Clearly hand-to-hand combat. It's not a CGI fest. They're clearly, the choreography and the action is done really well. I was actually shocked how good the action was in this movie. There's also just a lot of dramatic performances. Again, the movie is 2 hours and 50 minutes, a bit too slow for me, but those dramatic moments really work. The storylines that sadly thankfully are not really spoiled in the trailers. A lot of stuff that they just don't show in the trailers that you'll be shocked about when you see the movie. And I think it does a really good job. I think most movies like this just want to say, well, this is just a woman versus male film, or this is a race type of film where it's like one race against another. And this movie isn't saying that. It's not saying, well, all the men in this movie are awful people and all the white people in this movie are awful people. It's not saying that whatsoever. Yes, there's commentary. Of course, there's a slave trade. We're in Africa and there are women fighting in the 1800s. So obviously some people just don't take them seriously, but it's not saying that. It's just a movie, really an uplifting film about this all-female tribe fighting for their kingdom, and how just amazing that really is. And I feel like the movie was really uplifting. My theater clapped multiple times. It was actually my favorite movie theater experience with my theater here in downtown Philly. Amazing experience. The whole crowd was really into the movie, and there's certain points where you do just want to feel like you want to clap. And the movie's also very emotional, especially towards the last 10 minutes of the movie. Great character. I said the score's really good. And also, this is a really well shot movie, some gorgeous cinematography as well. So it's a really well made movie, but the performances are really great. The direction is spectacular. The score is great. I do believe this will be a firm movie that will be, if you are an Oscar fan, you might want to check out The Woman King. And this will be, I can feel it as one of the Oscar contenders early on in the race. I have two kind of nitpicks with the movie. The first one's that at times it is a bit too long. I think they could have cut 15 minutes out of this movie and made it 2 hours on the money. I was never bored during it, but there were times where it's kind of like we kept chugging along and the ending happened and no, it didn't, and no, it didn't. It drags a bit towards the end portion of the movie. Another plot line that I didn't love was this there's a romantic angle that's thrown in kind of halfway through the movie. I felt like it was okay. It just didn't feel entirely necessary for the movie. But overall, I had a great time watching this movie in the theater. It's an uplifting film, an inspiring film, a powerful film. And yes, there are historical inaccuracies, but on the movie itself, great performances, great direction, great production design, a beautiful score. And again, it's a very uplifting film that I just found really enjoyable. I'm going to give The Woman King a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'm going to go 91% for The Woman King. I do think it's one of the best movies I've seen all year long. And I'm really hoping that this movie does get a lot of Oscar buzz, especially for people who are not on the level of Viola Davis. So people like Lashana Lynch, John Boyega, and this new actress, Thuso Ebi. They deserve credit just as much as Viola Davis does. It's an ensemble movie, and that's what I enjoyed a lot about it. So that's my thoughts on The Woman King. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon.